Sonic the Hedgehog is an ever-changing franchise. It never stays in one place for too long, and while it has resulted in some great experiences, it's also had its fair share of downsides. But for today, I mainly want to look at the specific point in the franchise's history where Sonic was the most consistent in tone, atmosphere, and even gameplay. I am of course talking about the classic Sonic era video games, specifically the world around these games. Because if you take a closer look at the bigger picture of the classic Sonic games, you can see something absolutely amazing. Now guys, get ready for a potential massive hot take. So if you're scared of those, I would turn back now. Alright, you guys ready? Okay. The classic Sonic games have some of the best world building that gaming has ever seen. Yeah, I'm serious. Obviously, nobody can just drop a take like that and get away with it. It's the internet, for crying out loud. We take these things very seriously, so that's why I made this video, to go through all of the reasons why these classic Sonic games have such a well-built and imaginative world. So without further ado, kick your feet up, vibe with your cat Milo, and relax as you watch me soothe your mind into a deep philosophical adventure. Let us begin. Sonic the Hedgehog first started out as a rival to Nintendo's mascot, Mario. Because if they wanted to win over consumers, they had to make their own mascot. But the mascot had to be different while also maintaining the mass appeal that other mascots were capable of. Thus, the creation of Sonic the Hedgehog. And suffice to say, it was successful. I mean, you could definitely say that. But what exactly made Sonic's personality so attractive to the masses? Well, for starters, at first glance, he's a very simple and unique design. Anyone can draw this guy and everyone will understand what they are looking at. I mean, look, it's a Sonic. That right off the bat is easy enough to bring in crowds because humanity loves simplicity. That's why complex thought is rare. We'd rather settle our differences through rock and stick instead. But on top of everything, Sonic has a bit of a mixture of what I like to call cute mascot syndrome, but also edge. He looks like a fuzzy little furry friend, and then at other times he looks like you took a dump in his cereal. The idea was to make a character that can be very friendly and approachable while also maintaining determination. Determination being the key factor here. Sonic, ever since his beginning, has pretty much been a rebel. He lives by his own rules in a life of freedom. But if anything, at all, was to violate the freedom of himself or others, there would be a lot of mayhem. Which then leads us into the world of classic Sonic. The first thing we get to see of this world is the iconic Green Hill Zone, which was a great showcase of what Sonic is all about. First of all, the zone is very vibrant with contrasting colors such as green, brown, and blue, and on top of that, the environments look amazing with what looks to be a massive lake with waterfalls pouring into it. However, while the landscape looks beautiful, it's also oddly been taken over by Dr. Robotnik. You can see everything from robotic fish, motorbugs. It looks very out of place. Usually, if you want to convey that an area has been taken over, you would make it look a lot more torn down or industrial, right? Well, yeah, that is true, but that's not the story that's trying to be told here. Alright, let me ask you a question. Why is Sonic trying to stop Dr. Robotnik's plans? It's because he's protecting the world and the animals that inhabit it. That's been his main goal since the very beginning, and that's also why you see him freeing a capsule of animals at the end of every level. This brings us back to the point before. The world around Sonic is a reminder of the nature that Sonic is fighting for. Sonic isn't going through all of this trouble for himself. He's protecting the beautiful nature that we can see in the background of every single level. And the best part about the classics is that all the zones that we travel through in these games are all unique and full of life. And something else that is very cool about these environments is that we don't know what it all consists of. We only see a very small portion of these zones. Who knows what else there is to explore? So this leads to us using our imagination of what these places are and what's in it. Especially when there are zones near the end of the games that show the opposite of beauty. It shows what Sonic's world could become over time. Scrap Brain Zone screams the worst of how much the world can suffer from Robotnik's evil schemes. It all makes a perfect formula for creating a living and breathing world for Sonic. But there is a game that I haven't mentioned yet. A game that showcases this world better than any other from the classics. I am talking about Sonic CD. Say what you want about the gameplay in this game, Sonic CD understands Sonic perfectly. Everything in this game nails the Sonic philosophies right on the head. I mean, literally the first cutscene in this game establishes Sonic as a character so well. It opens up with Sonic running around in a nice landscape, showing the freedom that comes with Sonic's character. And then it ends with Sonic running to put a stop to the one thing invading his world, Dr. Robotnik. Then when you load up the game, you see this level full of life around every corner with an amazing background that has mountains that stack up to the clouds with waterfalls running from the top. This world looks absolutely stunning, and on top of everything, you have this amazing soundtrack in the background which just screams classic Sonic to me. But what makes Sonic CD so different from the other classic games is that it emphasizes the main goal of protecting nature more than any other game in the series. It does this by directly tying the gameplay to the environment around you. When you defeat enemies, flowers appear, breeding new life in the zone that you are protecting. That's symbolic and I love it. But the absolute best part about Sonic CD's levels is the time travel mechanics. You begin the level off in present day. It looks beautiful and it's quite the charming place. However, if you go into the future, you will see a much darker interpretation of the zone that you're playing in. For Palm Tree Panic's case, you will see all the life completely sucked out with dead flowers all over the place. This shows a result of what may happen if Sonic never protected the environment. So now to reverse that, you have to go back to the past so you can destroy all of the generators that Dr. Robotnik used to create enemies. Now once that's complete, you can go back to the future and you will see a much more beautiful zone than you could have ever imagined. It shows how much Sonic protecting the environment around him has had an impact on the world. And that sequence alone shows exactly what classic Sonic's all about. The main reason why Sonic's world building is so well done is because not only is it breathtaking, but it's also completely tied to the gameplay of the games. Sonic CD is a great way of showing that. But you know what? I'm not done talking about this game. I'm gonna keep going. You see, I wanted to expand a bit more on that imagination point I made earlier. Sonic CD has some very oddly appealing places. One of the best parts of the game is when you reach Tidal Tempest Zone. If you just don't move the controller at the beginning, you have a moment where you can just take in your surroundings with an ominous but peaceful soundtrack to accompany you. Look at those mountains or volcanoes in the background. What if you were able to run up those things? What does this zone look like on ground level? I can't be the only one who thinks this hard about a random background Sonic CD, right? Well, if I am, I guess I'm just built different. But some other backgrounds that really strikes a chord with me are these special stage backgrounds. You see, I'm a man who wakes up and can typically remember my dreams. And I get the same exact vibes when I'm dreaming as I get when I play these special stages. I mean, look at it, it's just a random place in the middle of nowhere with a ton of empty space. But the random places are always so interesting. Like, this one seems to be on another planet. It kinda reminds me of Planet Namek from Dragon Ball Z. Or this one, which appears to be a fortress or a city of some sort located deep under the water. Maybe we're just really high in the sky with a planet off in the distance. But by far, my favorite one is the fourth special stage. You get this massive palace or something located at the top of a giant lake with waterfalls running down it. What even is this place? Funnily enough, this also gives me Dragon Ball Z vibes. Like, is that Kami's lookout right there? I don't know. There's just something about this place that is so appealing. Like, imagine playing as Sonic and being let loose over there to go explore and do cool stuff like beating up innocent civilians. Things like that just keep my imagination running wild. Okay, but if there's such amazing environments, it would only make sense to translate some of that into 3D, right? Well, no. With the jump into 3D, Sonic went for a more grounded take on his world. A take that I don't necessarily dislike, but I still have some issues with it. My biggest issue being the fact that they are now subjecting Sonic's world to a map that features big chunks of the world. Which wasn't that big of an issue because, I mean, look, the Earth is huge. We can still fit a million other zones. But once we got to Sonic Unleashed, it kinda put the last nail in the coffin. Like, hear me out. I love Sonic Unleashed, but please point me to where Green Hill Zone is. Go on. Where's Green Hill? In classic Sonic's world, you can imagine any zone and it can make sense within the canon because there are zero restrictions to what you can come up with. But no need to fear, there are still some interpretations of classic Sonic in 3D. So I want to go through my favorite examples of this. And first off, we gotta show our praises to Sonic R. This game screams classic Sonic in 3D. It has the super detailed and charming environments that the classic Sonic games were known for. It even has a ballin' soundtrack in the background too. All of this is amazing and has contributed to a lot of nostalgia because, believe it or not, this was my go-to game on Sonic Gems collection when I was young. But there's still something missing. It sure is charming, but it doesn't have that playground vibe of running around these landscapes and feeling free. It's a little restrictive. I want to actually explore these zones, not just see a section of it. That's where Sonic World from Sonic Jam comes in. This was a hub world of sorts that you could mess around in within the Sonic Jam collection for the Sega Saturn. And here you get to play as Sonic, complete random objectives, and overall just explore. It's safe to say that this part of the game is very charming and is very faithful to the classic Sonic atmosphere. I mean, the music, the visuals, the low poly model, oh my, I love low poly models. It all just lines up perfectly. But once again, there's that missing piece. Sure, this is a great example of what classic Sonic could be, but it's missing that high-speed action and more zones. So it just about reached the 3D classic Sonic world that I find so appealing, but not exactly there yet. But look, there's another project. Sonic Utopia. In this fan game, you play as classic Sonic and you're dropped off in a playground that is Green Hill Zone. This is getting very close to my vision of what a good 3D classic Sonic game could look like. I mean, look at the world around you. You're in Green Hill Zone and you can explore it. Ain't that insane? Not to mention how it controls pretty nicely here with a lot of areas to traverse. However, once again, my back is still itching for that 3D classic Sonic game. This still isn't it. It feels too fan-gamey and there's not much to do here. It's just exploring for about 10 minutes before you get bored. I mean, sheesh. Will there ever be a good, completed classic Sonic game experience? I spoke too soon. Sonic Robo Blast 2. That's it. Do I need to say more? Well, of course I do. It's Sonic Robo Blast 2. This fan game is not a fan game. This is actually one of my favorite games of all time. I know, it's bizarre, right? Like, how did this game get to one of my favorites? In this game, you have Sonic who controls so well in these classic Sonic-esque environments with amazing music. It's the best 3D classic Sonic game that I could have ever asked for. And it got down everything perfectly. This is a classic from beginning to end. A good representation of why I love this game's whole vibe is my favorite level in the game, Arid Canyon, because it just screams what classic Sonic is all about to me. Interesting environments, amazing gameplay, and the over-dramatization of Western culture. And the best part is that, like the classics, you can make up any new zone and it would make sense to exist in this universe. That is why I am today creating a new zone called Bee Zone. And it's inside of a hive with bees everywhere. I'm very creative, thank you. But that's the thing about Sonic's world, it's never ending. There's endless possibilities to what could come next. So what's the point of this video? Well, It was to point out how cool and consistent the classic Sonic games are with continuity and world building. Am I saying that modern Sonic is inferior? Not really. Both have their main appeals, but to be quite honest, while I do find classic Sonic very charming, modern Sonic is still my way to go. He's got the edge, the green eyes, the bad games, basically all the things I need to survive. So that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you all very soon. Adios. My channel members are Speeder Light, Snicks, Archer XYZ, JNXV, Rockham K, Wisbon 60FPS, Saint, Sonic Hub, Thomas One Ride, Chip Chap Chop, Escape, Sonic Pip, Azure Sonic, Crash D00D, The Squeaker Nerd, Super Shags Boom, Sonic Extreme, and Super Saiyan Sonic. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You guys went out of your way to help me, and I had a lot of fun making this video. And surprisingly, my voice isn't completely dead at the end of this video, so that's kind of interesting. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Love you guys. Adios.